Today our topic is how to use Stoicism to improve decision-making. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. It is a practical philosophy, which means it is not just about thinking, but also about doing. Stoicism can help us make better decisions by teaching us how to stay calm, think clearly, and act wisely, even in difficult situations. Let's explore how we can use Stoic principles to improve our decision-making in everyday life. First, let's talk about what Stoicism is. Stoicism was founded in ancient Greece by a man named Zeno, and later it was developed by philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. The core idea of Stoicism is that we should focus on what is within our control and accept what is not. According to Stoics, the only thing we truly control is our own mind, our thoughts, and our actions. Everything else, like what other people do, the weather, or the past, is outside of our control. By understanding this, we can stop wasting energy on things we cannot change and focus on what we can do to improve our lives. Now, let's see how this applies to decision-making. Every day, we face many choices, big and small. Some decisions are easy, like what to eat for breakfast, while others are harder, like choosing a career or dealing with a difficult person. When we make decisions, we often feel stressed, confused, or afraid of making the wrong choice. Stoicism can help us overcome these feelings and make better decisions. The first Stoic principle that can help us is to focus on what we can control. When making a decision, ask yourself, what is within my power? For example, if you are deciding whether to take a new job, you cannot control how the job market will change or what your boss will think of you. But you can control how much effort you put into your work, how you prepare for interviews, and how you present yourself. By focusing on what you can control, you can make a decision based on your actions and efforts, not on things outside your control. This reduces stress and helps you feel more confident in your choice. The second principle is to accept what you cannot control. Sometimes, no matter how hard we try, things do not go as planned. Stoics teach us to accept this reality without frustration or anger. For example, if you decide to start a business, you cannot control whether customers will buy your product, but you can control how well you prepare your business plan, how you market your product, and how you treat your customers. If things do not go well, instead of blaming yourself or others, you can learn from the experience and move forward. This attitude helps you make decisions without fear of failure, because you understand that failure is a natural part of life and an opportunity to grow. The third principle is to practice clarity of thought. Stoics believe that our emotions often cloud our judgment. When we are angry, afraid, or anxious, we tend to make impulsive decisions that we later regret. To make better decisions, we need to calm our emotions and think clearly. One way to do this is to take a step back and look at the situation objectively. Ask yourself, what are the facts? What are my options? What are the possible outcomes? By focusing on the facts and not letting emotions take over, you can make more rational and thoughtful decisions. Another Stoic practice that can help with decision-making is to think about the long-term consequences of your actions. Stoics encourage us to consider the bigger picture and ask ourselves, will this decision bring me closer to my goals? Will it help me live a virtuous life? For example, if you are tempted to lie to avoid a difficult situation, think about how this decision might affect your integrity and relationships in the long run. By considering the long-term impact of your choices, you can make decisions that align with your values and lead to a more fulfilling life. Stoicism also teaches us to be prepared for challenges. Life is full of unexpected events, and we cannot always predict what will happen. However, we can prepare ourselves mentally to face whatever comes our way. This is called the practice of premeditatio malorum, which means thinking about potential difficulties in advance. For example, if you are planning a trip, Imagine what could go wrong, like a flight delay or bad weather, and think about how you would handle these situations. By preparing for challenges, you can make decisions with more confidence and resilience. Another important Stoic principle is to practice gratitude. When making decisions, it is easy to focus on what we lack or what could go wrong. However, Stoics remind us to appreciate what we already have. Gratitude helps us stay positive and focused on the present moment, which can improve our decision-making. For example, if you are deciding whether to take a new job, instead of worrying about what you might lose, think about the opportunities and skills you have gained so far. This positive mindset can help you make decisions with a sense of abundance rather than fear. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to take responsibility for our decisions. Whatever choice we make, we must own the consequences, whether good or bad. This does not mean we should blame ourselves for every mistake, but rather that we should learn from our experiences and use them to make better decisions in the future. By taking responsibility, we empower ourselves to take control of our lives and create the future we want. In conclusion, Stoicism offers valuable tools for improving decision-making. By focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot, practicing clarity of thought, considering long-term consequences, preparing for challenges, practicing gratitude, and taking responsibility, we can make better decisions and live a more fulfilling life. Stoicism is not about avoiding emotions or pretending that life is easy, but about facing reality with courage, wisdom, and resilience. The next time you face a difficult decision, remember these Stoic principles and ask yourself, what would a Stoic do? By applying these teachings, you can navigate life's challenges with greater confidence and peace of mind.